Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandi, Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started with our interview today, I want to thank TV47, Chris, and everyone who helps put on the program. Sometimes we talk about events going on in the community, things that are connected to the library, and sometimes it's people in our community connected to the library, and that's what it is today. My friend, Dr. Jaclyn Rivers, is joining us. I still have a hard time saying
I have a hard time accepting it too.
No, I mean, I'm very proud of you. I've known you for several years, and I'm very proud of all you've accomplished. She has received a doctorate, and we're going to get into all that. You've worked in our school system for several years, so thank you for joining me early this morning.
Absolutely.
Great, great. Well, first of all, tell about yourself. I know you're from Sylacauga.
Yes, I am a graduate of Sylacauga High School. My children are in school in Sylacauga now. I have a daughter at the high school and a son in the middle school.
Wow.
My husband is the principal for Sylacauga High School this year, so we are fully vested in Sylacauga City Schools. This is my 20th year in education, so I've been, as long as I've been teaching, I've been here in Sylacauga.
Wow. I'm sorry, I've known you so I can't believe that when you tell me your children are in high school and middle school and that you've been teaching 20 years. That is awesome. And as a hometown girl like yourself, I've grown up here in Sylacauga. Thank you for staying here in Sylacauga and making this a better place to live, working with students, your whole family. So thank you for choosing to live and work and raise a family here.
Absolutely, it's been a blessing.
It's a wonderful place.
Yes, it is.
That's great. Well, right now you work with Sylacauga City Schools as you have the whole time. What is your position now?
So currently I am the Instructional Technology Specialist. So my job now is to work with teachers to integrate technology in a meaningful way. So we are not just using it as a resource, but it's actually integrating it into their everyday activities and lessons. We work with teachers to have online and offline activities, so the students are not on the computers all day long.
Oh, that's good.
The entire time, so we're trying to use it as a resource for our students. I also help teachers build projects and activities to bring in real-world experiences for our students.
Now that is so important, I think, because they are going to be in the real world. Right. And learning those real world experiences. And real world does involve technology.
Absolutely. Definitely. It's here to stay.
Wow. I really like the way you put in use technology in a meaningful way. Can you expand on that? That's,
sure.
Yeah.
So originally technology, or computers and devices, we use them for extracurricular type activities, you know, just to reinforce something that the teachers have already taught. Okay. So now we're trying to make it purposeful with whatever they are teaching to incorporate the technology in line with that as well. So it's not just an extra fun activity for the students to do, it actually has educational meaning to it.
That's great, and there's a lot out there.
There's a ton out there, so we're trying to make sure that the teachers have the correct resources that they need to be successful in that.
Now, do you work K through 12 or pre-K through 12?
Yes, ma'am, I work for the whole school system. So I divide my time. I try to spend 1 week at the elementary, 1 week at the middle school or the secondary, and answer questions in between.
Wow. So you're on site and then back at your office too?
I'm more on site than I am in the office. So yes, I try to stay in the schools as much as possible.
That's great. I know that's a help to those classroom teachers to have you there. I know it is. And well, I know you've been in the school system 20 years. How has technology changed? I mean, we could probably talk about that for an hour.
We sure
How's it changed in the 20 years?
So when I first started working in Sylacauga, we did not have one-to-one devices. We were we had a computer lab where we had different rooms in the school building. Several years ago, I began with our system working on the one-to-one initiative, where all students have a computer in their classrooms, one-to-one, and that was a fun experience. It was a challenge to make sure that we had the funds and the means necessary. But since then, students use them as a tool. They're used daily, and it's really changed the way that our teaching has happened. So.
I bet it has. For the students and for the teachers.
Yes.
Gosh, I know. And you have to stay on top of the latest. And doesn't it change just?
Changes overnight.
Overnight, lots of research done. That's exciting. But that's not where you started, right? No. So you finished school at?
For my undergrad.
For your undergrad, yes.
I started in special education. I graduated from Auburn University. Then I went and did my master's at Jacksonville State in library science. So from there, I took a break, got married, had family, I had my two children, and then I went back. My husband encouraged me to reach out or start the process of doing my EDS, my Educational Specialist. And at that time, I went into Instructional Technology.
Okay.
And that program was all online. So that was a blessing to be able to split the difference between my family and my children and be able to do it online. So that was a good thing. At the end of that degree, my husband once again encouraged me to do my administration certification.
Okay.
So I did that. End of that degree, I was done. I didn't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
And he encouraged me again to go the next step and to work towards my doctorate. And so I finished that from Stanford University this past spring in April, and it was in educational leadership.
Wow, I am so impressed. You have had to work. I know you probably feel like you have a lot of time on your hands now without school.
Right. Now I wonder, what did I do? How did I do all of that? So I did 3 degrees in 6 years. So.
Wow. But I know, too, you don't have a lot of free time. You have children.
I have children, yes. We are involved in every sport we can be involved in. Wow. Just in educating their schoolwork, just that in itself is a task.
Yes, it is.
But it was a journey. So Gary, my husband, would take the children out on Saturday mornings. They would leave early, go do whatever activity. They would go to the YMCA. They would go and like to go to yard sales. They would go do those kind of activities. And he would just get to spend the whole day with them, just him and the kids. And I would stay at home on Saturdays, and that was the time that I would work. I would do 8 to 10 hours of schoolwork on Saturdays.
My goodness. And I'm sorry you got left out of the fun, but it's good. I mean, children need a day with Dad. I mean, and they enjoy it, and I know Gary did.
He loved it, every minute of it, yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll come right back and talk some more about your journey in education.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Sylacauga's best kept secret? No more. Harvey's on Noble is the place to go for the area's best food and drinks. Whether you're in the mood for steak, burgers, salad, seafood, or dessert, Harvey's on Noble will not disappoint, and the atmosphere is perfect for catching the big game or just relaxing after work. Harvey's is open for dinner Wednesday through Saturdays, so round up the family and we'll see you at Harvey's on Noble, downtown Sylacauga.
Great. What am I going to do now?
Time to visit Brown's Auto Collision.
No problem at all. We've contacted your insurance company and we can get you back into original condition right away. And I just want to remind you that all of our work is covered by a lifetime warranty. We're done.
Wow, that was easy and looks great.
Brown's Auto Collision,
where quality is no accident.
Hello, welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking to Dr. Jaclyn Rivers. I'm so proud of you for doing that. I think you have earned the right for us to call you that. You said, I know we're going to talk a little bit more about your degrees. You said you graduated from Auburn with a special education degree, and you taught for a while?
Yes.
Where
so my undergrad is in rehabilitation and special education.
Okay.
So the first 2 years of my educational career was at Sylacauga High School, and I worked with the special education students there.
Okay.
So growing up, I always wanted to teach. That's all I ever wanted to do. So going to college, I knew education was the field that I wanted to work in, and I had a heart for the special needs students. I wanted to be that voice for them that they may not have had. Right. So for the first 2 years, I taught special education. I was in charge of the rehabilitation part of the program as well. So we would take the students and go out into the community, and they would work with the different businesses in town that would allow us to come in and teach the job skills that they would need to be successful once they graduated.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. We did. We actually taught them how to cook as well. We had Cafe Tech, is what we called it, and we made cinnamon rolls and had our own little business within our department. So the students took the orders, made the food, and delivered the food. So
Oh, my
it was really fun.
And I can tell you, to work with those students, you really need a heart for that. It's a special calling, I
It
think.
is. It was a lot of fun. There were challenges, of course, as with anything, but it was a lot of fun to see the students take ownership in what they were doing and to have fun with it. So,
Oh, how fun. So what made you change? You said you went from special ed, then your next degree?
it was library science.
Library science.
Yes.
Okay, that's different. It's still in education,
It
but it's
is.
different. What
Right.
made the change? Or what?
So when I started thinking about my master's, I was thinking about doing psychometry, which is the testing for special education
Yes,
students. And I realized then that it might limit me on potential career changes later on
Yes,
in my
yes.
career. Still loved working with students, still loved doing the special education, but I realized I needed to do something maybe different.
Right.
So that's when I love to read. And that was something growing up as a elementary and high school student that I read all the time.
Oh, we like to hear that.
I know.
That's great.
And I pass that along to my children too.
Yes,
So,
you
but I chose to do the library science route. And at the time, Miss Wesson, who was the media specialist at Pinecrest, was getting ready to retire. And she learned that I was doing this degree, and she invited me to potentially come in and meet with her.
wonderful,
And so when she retired, I was given the opportunity to take her position. So I worked with Mr. Deese at Pinecrest for years, loved Mr. Deese. And the teachers there at Pinecrest were wonderful. They worked with me and developed me as I was learning that role, because that was completely different from special education. And then from there, technology started rolling into the library.
Yes.
So I was the center of it. I was the starting point, I guess, for a lot of it in our school. I was the one working with the computer lab teachers. I was working with the students, showing them, teaching them how to do that. And so it just seemed logical to the next step was to go that route for my next degree. So that's why I chose to do the technology route for my EDS.
Oh, wow. And I know I'll go back to where you mentioned you have a degree in rehabilitation special ed and then library science. Quite different, but it does give you more options for job. I mean, maybe you have no desire to leave, and that's wonderful. I hope not, but we never know what life is going to throw our way.
Right. So when, starting with my master's in library science, I had no idea that Ms. Wesson was getting ready to retire.
Right.
So choosing to go different careers for each of my degrees gave me opportunities that I otherwise would not have had. So choosing to do the instructional technology EDS gave me the opportunity for the position that I'm currently in.
All right. So you went to JSU and mostly online.
For my EDS, I went to Montevallo. And it was all online. It was 100% online, which gave me the opportunity to be mom during the week and then student over the weekend. So that gave me that opportunity. And Sanford, when I started at Sanford, it was supposed to be all in person. And we started, my first 2 semesters I would go once a week for 3 hours for class during the week. And then COVID hit, and we drastically changed, and we went to all online, and which allowed me to continue to work and finish that degree as well. And I think that's what helped me to be able to do it so quickly.
That is great. Online classes, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know if I could do it, but it's wonderful. I mean, the time you don't spend driving.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I prefer to do it online because I can work at night, work on the weekends, and it gives me as a mom the opportunity and a wife to be home with my family instead of being in a classroom sitting, and so I can do it on my time, which makes it a lot easier.
That's true. I'm not as disciplined as you are, but if you set your mind to it.
Absolutely. It takes some practice, it takes some dedication, it takes some sacrifices, being willing to give up family time or extracurricular activities to do this, and just knowing that it's only for a short time.
That's true.
It's only for a short time. So get in there, get focused, get it done, and then now I have the time to be with my kids and my family, and we can travel, and I don't have to do schoolwork in the car.
I know your kids could understand. They've got homework. You've got homework.
Right. Yes, and it's also it was a good experience for them to see what college life is like.
Okay.
Because my daughter, she's already talking about going to school and what she wants to do when she grows up. And I think them seeing me as a student also, that gave them a little bit of insight as to what it's going to look like. And it's not going to look just like that because they'll be on campus and all, but it was fun because when I graduated with my EDS, we had an outside graduation at Montevallo.
Okay.
And they walked the road with me. They walked as we were marching in. They found me and they walked in with me. And it was, it was really fun for them to see the ceremonies and just how proud they were of me. Made it a lot easier too.
I know that. Without the support of your husband and your children, I'm sure it would be very difficult.
Absolutely. They are the reason why I'm able to do it.
Oh, that's great. That is awesome. And how fun for them to be able to be there. They were old enough to celebrate with you.
And they still remember it. So that makes it even better.
That's great. I'm excited. Well, so they have plans or thinking about, I know they're young, but thinking about going off to school.
So Carly May, she's in the 9th grade. She has a desire to be a veterinarian. So she's already talking about going to Auburn. So I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yay, Oregon.
That's right.
Me too.
Trip, bless him, he's not sure what he wants to do just yet. So he's still young. He's got plenty of time to figure it out.
Yes, so. They both have plenty of
Absolutely.
time. That's true. That is awesome, and they've seen that it can be done. I think that's good for all of us. If you set your mind to it, you can do it. I think, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I find time to do the things I want to do.
Right.
If it's important to me, I'm going to find time to do it. And I guess you can look at what I do and see what's important to me. But that's great because you've done it now and it cannot be undone.
That's right.
That's awesome. That is exciting. Do you have any plans to go back?
Not for college. I'm going to leave that to my children. They can continue that journey. But I do want to continue helping teachers. So, once I reach the age of retirement or once my children are finished with school, then I would consider other options. But as long as they are still in school, my plan is to stay here and just keep working with teachers. Yeah.
Well, I mean, college is not cheap, but it's so worth it.
It is absolutely worth it. It's worth it.
Awesome. Wow. We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Jaclyn.
Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-orama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Sylacauga's best kept secret? No more. Harvey's on Noble is the place to go for the area's best food and drinks. Whether you're in the mood for steak, burgers, salad, seafood, or dessert, Harvey's on Noble will not disappoint, and the atmosphere is perfect for catching the big game or just relaxing after work. Harvey's is open for dinner Wednesday through Saturdays, so round up the family and we'll see you at Harvey's on Noble, downtown Sylacauga.
Great. What am I going to do now?
Time to visit Brown's Auto Collision.
No problem at all. We've contacted your insurance company and we can get you back into original condition right away. And I just want to remind you that all of our work is covered by a lifetime warranty. We're done.
Wow, that was easy and looks great.
Brown's Auto Collision.
Where quality is no accident.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Jaclyn Rivers, who has just received, well, you received it back a while ago, didn't you? Your doctorate. Okay, back
April.
Well, oh gosh. Well, I'm sorry I'm so long having you.
That's perfectly fine.
But you received yours, was it with Paula Bruno at the same time?
She and I graduated together.
Wow, that's great. Oh, that's. I was going to say, well, you're in class together, but I guess if it was mostly online.
It was online.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, and both of you moms working hard. I know she's got two children, I think. Well, as we're talking about that, any advice for someone who is considering going back to school?
Absolutely. You need to find a support system. Family is great. Friends are great as well. Co-workers. A lot of my co-workers helped encourage me and push me through this degree. So find a support system that will encourage you to do this and just take the chance and do it. Don't wait for a better time because there will never be one. Just make the sacrifices and go ahead and do it, and it's all worth it in the end.
That's great. That's awesome. And now do most schools do online classes? Seems like since COVID.
Yes. So a lot of the colleges are moving towards that for the higher degrees. Okay. There are still some that do it, in person
Right.
and all. But a lot of them are moving towards some version of online.
And especially if you're doing a higher degree, you're probably working a full-time job. Yeah, that's great.
Make it a little bit easier.
They can adjust that. Now I know your position now is Instructional Technology Specialist, and that involves a lot of things. What are the benefits of technology in the classroom?
Sure. So benefits of technology, with technology you have access to more resources. You have access to doing research a little bit easier. You don't have to go to a library necessarily to pull out all the different books and resources. A lot of that is online now, and it just makes it a little bit easier for students to do the research. It's at their fingertips.
Right.
Now, while it's at their fingertips, as teachers, we have to guide them and show them the correct way to conduct that research. So we incorporate digital citizenship activities and lessons daily, almost daily, if not weekly, with our students, just teaching them how to be safe online, how to conduct themselves, how to behave online, how to look for correct information and to be able to determine which is correct.
What's fake news.
That's
Yeah,
right.
That's a
what
big
I'm trying
one.
to think of, yes. And we also give students, my big phrase I like to use is student choice, student voice. So once they've learned the information that you've taught them, giving them the opportunity to showcase what they've learned in their own way. Whether it's through writing a paper, and that may be a strong point for them. It may be creating a video, putting it to music, allowing their creative side show what they've learned, and giving them that voice to be able to speak up. A lot of students are shy and may not speak up and raise their hand in class and things of that nature, but when they have the opportunity to create something or to put it on a different format, then you hear what they're having to say. And that way a teacher can understand, the student understands the concept that we've been working on.
I never thought about that. That's wonderful to give, because some kids, like you said, some are speakers, some are not. They want to write it, or like you said, visual, all those. I'm just repeating everything you said, but that is amazing, everybody.
It gives them the opportunity, and the teachers gives a little bit of control to the students so that they can control their learning and take ownership, because when you own it, you seem to do better with it. You
kind of seem to
retain
work harder at it, I think, too, if you own it. That's awesome. And that's all grades. I mean, as much.
That is K-12, yes, ma'am.
Goodness.
And the younger kids are, they like the video, they like to see themselves on the screen. And they, teaching them how, when you're getting ready, like we use the Seesaw application in the K2 school, and it has a video recording capability to it. So we had to teach that, let them get the sillies out with recording themselves. But then realizing, okay, no, once I push go, this is my opportunity to shine. This is my opportunity to show my teachers what I really know. So it's fun. They enjoy it, and we do too.
I know. And I know there's quite a change from kindergarten to 12th, but you can teach it in every grade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
My daughter teaches sixth grade, and she's teaching, she said typing, but I guess keyboarding. Maybe, because they hunt and peck or with their thumbs.
Yes.
But
I try to encourage them not to peck like a chicken, to use their fingers, I learned with Miss Sprayberry from Sylacauga High School and Miss Head. We learned playing music and learning how to type that way. So.
Right. I learned way back from Miss O'Kelly, but I know, this is funny, I was just talking with my daughter last night, and they said, would you race me, Miss Coker? And so I guess race, they're typing, and they were amazed. So she said, yes, you can, if you learn to use your hands the right way, instead of hunt and peck. They thought they were fast.
Right.
Well, Miss O'Kelly did the same thing for us. We thought we were fast, but she was really fast. So there's so much to learn. I mean, there's the basics of keyboarding and researching, but there's also how to do it safely, how to protect yourself.
Right,
Everyone else. That's awesome. Well, I know your husband and your children keep you very busy. What are your hobbies, or besides family, or things you're involved in?
They are my family. So my daughter, Carly Mae, is in the 9th grade, and she is on the tennis team this year. So she is playing tennis, doing all of that, learning how to serve and do all this. Good. I'm not sure exactly what she's doing, but she's doing great at it. So she's doing that in her education, just classes in school. And she's involved in a lot of clubs. So she's going to start doing the service projects and things of that nature at the high school. So, and it's fun for her to be there with her dad. So that helps. That helps this mama's heart too, to be there with her dad. And then Tripp, he just finished football season for Nichols Lawson. And now he's playing basketball for the school. So taxi to and from and all the in between. And he's also continues with his boxing career. So he's working with that with Coach Sam down here and across from the high school, J. Craig Center.
Yes.
So he stays active with that as well.
Now he was the national and what is it?
Right. He's got several national awards. He's Silver Glove champs for his age and weight division. He is National Junior Olympic champion for his age and weight district. And we are supposed to go back in December for the second level of the nationals. So we'll see if we can get a match for that weekend.
That is exciting. That keeps you very busy.
Keeps us very busy.
Traveling, because you have to travel around for those the boxing.
Boxing events have allowed us to do a lot of traveling, and as a family, we enjoy that. So, get to see a lot of different places and visit lots of neat towns. So.
That's wonderful. It's fun to watch your children, isn't it?
It is.
Do things they enjoy.
Absolutely.
Yes, that is great. My goodness, I'm trying to think, is there anything else we haven't covered? Things are very busy with technology, I know, and it does change.
Right.
Like you said, almost overnight.
Almost overnight.
How do you stay on top of that?
Just do research. I have a friend in North Carolina. She and I collaborate a lot together. She has done this career for quite a while, so she's been a mentor for me and helped me start this journey, because this is a new position for our system. Our system has never had an instructional technology specialist for our system. So we would do different things in our schools as a media specialist. We would help out as much as we could, but with teaching classes, it put a challenge on it. So she has helped guide me and helped me to learn how to be effective in this position. So that has really been helpful. But going back to using the technology, we want our students to be creative, to be able to have that outlet. We want them to learn how to work with others, to collaborate with others.
Yes, that's so important.
Right, so because in a job or even when you go to college, you're going to have to work in teams or with partners. So using technology to do that has been helpful, especially after COVID. During the COVID years, you can't be in groups and that kind of thing. So we're relearning how to work together with students, and this has helped to do that as well.
That's great.
Teaching the students how to be good communicators, to be able to communicate effectively, and then also to think critically. Those are the main 4 areas that we were working on with our technology though.
Well, I know that keeps you very busy every day.
Absolutely.
And I just appreciate you being here to hear
thank you for
about
having me.
your journey from special ed to instructional technology specialist and all that's in between, and the support of your family. So would you encourage others to do that?
Absolutely. If you have a desire to go back to school, go back. Don't wait.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate what you do for our school system. And thank you all for joining us on Library Connection.